Okay, we're sitting here in Orleans and Winder. We're sitting with Erin. How are you today, Erin?
I'm wonderful. I'm so excited to be on Detroit is Different.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so first explain what Orleans and Winder is.
So Orleans and Winder is a concept store, more of a lifestyle brand, that's the direction we're moving in, that champions emerging designers, independent design, and slow fashion.
Okay, the name. How did you get the name?
So we're thinking of a way to bring all of the design that we love into one place. The idea was born in Eastern Market, where we live. We've lived in the Eastern Market with our little boy for 7 years, and we live on the corner of Orleans and Winder. So we thought, what better way to champion where the idea was born and the city that we love than calling it that. And we kind of like the name, so.
Okay, when you say we, who's a part of the team that started this?
So my partner in life and business, JT McCluskey, and myself are two people running this entire show. We do just about everything as far as the business goes. But yeah, he has a day job as well in sales. So I take on a lot of the business and retail end of this, but we're definitely a team.
Okay, now as you talk about the team, what dynamic and what interest in fashion did you have before running this?
Oh my goodness, I have loved all of the designers that I carry for many years. I love how they work. I would only come across them in larger cities, so I would always have to go to Chicago or New York or Paris to find them. And I'm not a mall shopper. I prefer to go to boutiques and really get to know the people owning them and the designers themselves, for that matter, now. So yeah, I've loved all of these designers, and they were familiar to me through my travels. My friends would always ask me where I got that piece or that piece of jewelry or that shoe, and I decided it's time to bring all of these beautiful designs to Detroit. And we focus on Detroit artists as well, but it's also very global. So they're people that I've really picked and chosen for their design aesthetic, and also that they're always working in an artful and sustainable way in whatever region they're in.
Okay, so how has the transition into being a person that loves fashion to a person that retails fashion been?
Very interesting. Yeah, there are definitely aspects of the job that are really fun for me, like being a buyer, because I get to go to Paris Fashion Week twice a year, and I get to meet with each of my designers and go to their studios and see how they work and look at the pieces and feel them and learn about the textiles. That's the fun part. The harder part of that is working in a business aspect. It's interesting to meld, I always say, the left brain and the right brain sides of my own brain, because I have a very artistic side. My background is in theater. So to really learn about how to run a business has been challenging but fun. Another aspect that I love about the job, actually, though, is explaining what these people do to people that come through the brick and mortar and online. I get a lot of questions about the designers, and it's really fun for me to sort of champion what they're doing.
Okay, share a little bit about some of the designers you'll find here.
We have about 4 designers from Italy, and a few of my favorites are Shana Mote, and it's 2 girls. Their names are Stella and Maria, and they live in Torino, Italy. And they create incredible leather pieces. They have all my bags are from Shana Mote. They also do beautiful soft knits, and there's always a twist to their pieces. There's always a level of an avant-garde aesthetic, meaning that there's an asymmetry in the cut, or there's an interesting knit. Or in their bags, there are several different ways that you can wear the bag. So they're one of my favorites. Guidi is an Italian shoe company. Been around since the 1800s. They tan all of their own leather. It's the kind of shoe that's an investment shoe, meaning it's a higher price point, but it will last you the rest of your life. Another favorite of mine is Libby Han, and he creates incredible work. He's a clothing designer in France. He lives in Pigalle, which is in the north part of France, in the 10th arrondissement, and I just love going into his showroom and his store space, because you walk in and it's a lifestyle. It's just beautiful antiques and draping and the way he cuts a piece of clothing, and he knows, like hands down, more than any other designer that I've really worked with, how to cut for a woman's body. But there are so many that I love. We have 2 LA girls that I've come across. They're young designers and they're doing incredible work. Shana Mote is one who has really grown a lot over the past few years, and I have quite a few of her pieces. They're simple, easy, breezy LA. They've got this really nice, relaxed vibe. But again, there's an avant-garde element in that you can wear the piece several different ways. So these are very timeless pieces. We work a lot in black and white. I will add pops of color with certain pieces, but I like to keep neutral shades because those are more timeless colors. It's something you can wear the rest of your life. I mean, they'll last you much, much longer than if you were going to a box store and buying a piece of trendy clothing.
Okay, what's the experience someone should expect walking in this store if they've never even been in a boutique like this?
Ah, wow, that's interesting. You know, it's funny, when people first walk in, they're kind of like, oh, it's very much a gallery style setting, and that's what we want. That's how we want to present the product. So my job is to explain to people why these designs are here, why I've chosen the particular designers that I've chosen, and also, to explain some of the other things that we have in the store. Like, we have some obscure publications that you really won't find anywhere in the U.S. That's fun to show and explain. We've actually sold several of a magazine called Plethora. It's based in Denmark. But yeah, really just sharing the concept of slow fashion and how important slow fashion is, because what I have learned as I've dived into the world of fashion is that mass production and hyper-industrialization of clothing affects not only the earth on a toxic level, but people who are working in sweatshops and aren't getting fair wage. And so it was so important to me to create a platform for people who are really consciously creating pieces and not wasting, really using organic, sustainable fabrics and working with the earth. So explaining that to people is really a part of my job.
Okay, so I'm guessing slow fashion is when pieces are actually stitched together, hand stitched and made specifically for wear, as opposed to like having a mass production machine produce something.
Exactly. Yes, my designers have people that work with them, pattern makers, sewers. I know Mark Libby Han, the French designer, in fact, has people that specialize in tulle and lace. So yes, it's very much about the human experience of creating a piece of clothing, and that's, to me, it's just beautiful. I feel different when I wear a piece like that. It looks different. It lays different on the body. It's the difference between McDonald's and a 4-star restaurant.
Okay.
It's a whole different experience.
All right, and then also the Detroit style. How do you see this and what you bring fitting into the fashions of Detroit? Because it's such a unique style here.
Definitely. That's what I love about Detroit, is that this niche fashion has, since we opened last December, has steadily grown. Detroit's got such a beautiful grit about it to me. There's a rawness and a very urban vibe, and I feel our clothing fits right in because we've had so many people come in and go, oh my gosh, this is something that we've been wanting. I think Detroit's thirsty for option as far as style goes. We've got a lot of streetwear, and then there are a lot of young professionals that really have been looking for unique things to wear that are really well made, and they don't really necessarily want to go to the suburbs to find that. So I think Orleans and Winder, it's the perfect time for us to be here, because Detroit is really needing and wanting those options.
Okay, as we talk about needing and wanting in the Detroit style, it's definitely some full-figure women in and around the city. So what sizes could you carry here, and how could women of all sizes, as far as tall, big, or short, how are they going to feel in this experience in this store?
That's a great question. We actually have larger sizes that we'll be getting in the fall and winter for the full-figured lovely woman. But yeah, the clothing is, we have recommendations for tailors as well if that's needed, for a more petite woman, whatever, but the designers are cutting pieces that they're so incredibly well cut that a woman will put a piece on. Mark Libby Han, I always say, you put a dress on several different body types and it will always look good because he knows what he's doing, So we have lots of options for any taste, really, whether you're more of a minimalist, whether you like flair, we have all of that going on for every body type.
Okay, and if people want to get in contact and come to the store, how should they go about being in contact with you?
Well, visit our website. That's the easiest way, and that's www.orleansandwinder.com. It has all the information on there with our email and our phone number. And actually, I should mention, this is kind of exciting, we are in a shared space, a summer collaboration right now, but we are hoping to move into a new brick and mortar space in Eastern Market by September 15th. So we'll have a huge bash, lots of yummy cocktails and food and fashion and trunk shows, and it'll be a wonderful evening. So we're so excited about that. But keep checking the website because I post all the time, give lots of updates on things like that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.